an arm challenge, arm strength. My short story here is that I broke my wrist almost 8 months ago, and it's been a journey and a challenge to try to get my arm strength back. And I love doing push-ups and stuff like that, and I was at like doing 50 push-ups, and now it's been like, oh, I could do 2, I could do 5, I could do 10, I could do 15, and now I'm sort of like at 25 before the wrist starts hurting. But maybe encouraging that you can get your strength back, and even when it seems so like, oh my God, I'm never gonna be able to do this again. So I hope that this is inspiring for you, if you might be even in the same position, or if that ever happens to you. But take this challenge anyhow. So I'm going to work on some push-ups with you, and I'm also going to show the L stand, how to do the L stands, which I've recently just been able to get back to doing. So I'll show that first before, so I save my energy for doing my at least 25 is the goal, push-ups. We're going to warm up first, and we're going to do this together. And hopefully if you do this many times, if you're building from, you know, maybe a little lower number as well, or if you're at 25 or somewhere there, we can do this together a bunch of times, and you can see how you get stronger, because I certainly hope I'm going to get stronger again too. So let's stand up and just warm up the shoulders a little bit. So if you're standing with your left leg forward, and we'll begin with the right arm, we're going to circle it around, and you modify as usual if something hurts. If this is not feeling comfortable doing the full length of arm, maybe starting with this, because range of motion and strength doesn't necessarily walk hand in hand, right? If you know your hara breathy sounds, or even a hara sound with vocalization, you can do that here. This is a quick way to wake up also in the morning if you want to start with your arms maybe. All right, do the other side slowly maybe first, and remember you can do that hand on the shoulder instead, or some hara sounds, or ha, you can do those if you want. Do those. All right, let's interlace the fingers behind the back and stretch the chest forward, feet hip width apart. We'll do yoga mudra arms as well, lifting the arms up. Let's see if we can get a decent angle for you. And lifting up. Great. You can also do an eagle arm here and circle around a few times. Switch direction. Could be smaller or it could be bigger. And then put the other arm on top. Wrap around. This will be like maybe a 10-minute practice or so, if I have a guess. Good, and open up. Shake out your arms. So let's sit down, and how you do an L stand, if I may start with that first. You're going to sit up, flush against the wall like this, and make sure that your hips are touching the wall. And then you can eyeball where your heels are, but you're going to place your hands there when you switch direction. But don't put the hands like where the heels are together. Give it a shoulder width apart, so you're going to have your hands on the outside. And what I want to say about the L stand too is it's actually, I feel, heavier than your handstand. So it's a great way to practice that strength and to make handstands easier, but certainly balance-wise, to not have your legs above your head, that is easier here. But it is actually heavier. It feels much heavier. So you're really building arm strength by practicing your L stand. So don't feel like that's sort of half, or like, oh, it's a really great arm strengthener. So now I've eyeballed where my heels are. I'm going to put my hands on the outside of that, and I'm going to slowly walk up the wall with my feet. And I'm going to try to keep my arms straight, and then tip my hips over my arms. And my arms are probably not all straight there. I'll try it one more time. So somewhere there. Hope you can see where you're at. And then you're holding here for a little bit. Try to save your energy to come down without hopping down, because what I often see, people hold too long in my classes. I see them holding so long, and then the only thing they can do is hop down. And often you can stub your toes then. So come out before you're too tired and walk down slowly. You also don't want to just, hit the wall with your feet and make dents in the wall. So it's really actually challenging for your arms, and good practice. So now we're gonna just top this off with some regular push-ups. My favorite thing to do. And I'm actually going to try them on my toes. Obviously it's easier on your knees. But I recommend starting out on your toes in this position. And then when you can't do anymore, go down on your knees and continue. Your alignment, I prefer your alignment to be, if you're on your knees, bring the hips forward so that you are not doing that. If you have to, if you're there, then if you need to do that for your arm strength's sake, of course, do that. But ideally, go here and do less instead. Like, if you can do 3 really good ones and then rest, and then do 3 more and add several sets instead. That might be a better way to actually practice correct form. But you do what you need to do. All right, so now, on my toes. Let's do this together. Exhaling, lifting up. "13, 14, 15. Couple more then. I think I've lost count. I think I had 3 more to 25. Sorry. I get excited to be able to do this. All right, so that was my maybe 22 then. I have to count when I watch the video. But good enough, because that's coming from having had not the ability at all to put weight on my wrist. So hopefully you'll practice getting your push-ups really nice. And I could have gone down on my knees there. So when I was that tired, I could have just gone down here. Toes should probably be like that. Good, and you can go as far down as your chest up between your elbows there, but you don't have to go down to do that. That can also be challenging for your shoulders. So always save a little bit of energy to get back up without sort of collapsing, because that's where injuries could happen in your shoulders. That felt good. All right, subscribe, watch the next video, like. Thank you. Good, it felt good. I'm so glad I'm getting my arm strength back.